One of the purposes of entrepreneurship is to disrupt the conventional, disrupt the norm. What is normal now has been normal for many years. So in order for you to disrupt it, or if you're in a position to be so clever that you can disrupt this market, you can basically start your own business. You can then take on the big boys by doing it better. That's basically what Amazon did. That's what Bezos did. The disruptive technology that came around when he started his business was the internet. And you've all heard of the Dotcom bubble that burst. A lot of people lost a lot of money, but some people had the grit to push through, and they created massive companies. And one is Amazon. And what did Amazon do? They started selling books online. And you could sit anywhere in the world. 20 years ago, go on your computer, go onto Amazon and order basically any book, as long as you know what you want. If you knew the title, or more or less what the title is, you just type it in and their software would find a book, and then you get a list of, say, 100 books, and you click on one. They ask for your credit card information. You put it in the system, and a couple of weeks later, your package arrived in the post with your book that you ordered. Now, what did he do? People used to love reading. Books were the primary source of information. It's not like today. Today, if you want any information on any subject, and you've got a smartphone, you don't have to read a book. You don't have to go and even go to a library. And that was, when I grew up, books were so expensive, and we grew up very poor. So, and also when you could not buy a book on every subject in order to do your homework. So my mom used to take us to the library, and then obviously you got an instruction from your teacher that you have to now do an assignment on whatever. The Amazon, and you used to go, and then the person in the library would help you to find the books. And luckily, when I grew up, you had photostat machines, so you could just gather your information in the books and make photocopies. Took those copies home, and then you read through them. And in those days, they were not color photostat machines. It was just black and white. You presented your teacher with an amazing project about the Amazon. Now, you don't even have to go to a library. You don't have to order a book from Amazon about Amazon. And also, you can't really just rely on one book. You need a couple of sources, because normally when an author writes a book, it's normally very specific. It will be maybe about the rivers in the Amazon, or the animals in the Amazon, or the people in the Amazon. But that's 3 different books. Now, you go on your smartphone, you type it in, or on your computer, and press a button. You can get color, you print color photographs, and you complete your assignment. So that's what Jeff did. He took the concept of people don't want to go to a bookstore anymore, because also a bookstore has got limited stock, or if you're looking for a specific book, you get to a bookstore and they don't have it in stock. What they will normally tell you is, listen, we can order it for you. It's going to take 3 weeks or however long, and we'll phone you when the book is here, and it will be $3.50. All the bookstore basically did was they used to find the publishers or whoever in their network, and they used to then place an order, and the book would come from ABC publishers to DCE bookstore, and the bookstore would add the markup, and they'll phone you and you collect your book. Now, what Jeff did was, instead of the bookstore adding its markup, he now adds his markup and a much smaller percentage, because now a bookstore only sells X amount of books every day. Jeff had the infrastructure, the systems in place where he could sell millions of books. And at that stage, he was not the only guy that came up with this idea. There were a lot of businesses, Dotcoms, that knew that the internet's going to change the world, and they pumped in millions. These early internet entrepreneurs used to go to venture capitalists and to banks and borrow millions based on their business plan, because they knew that the internet is a new technology. It will disrupt the whole world. Their model is built on people are becoming lazy. So the lazier people are, the more time they'll spend in front of their computers. And then, but people still need goods. So it's much easier to type in your order online, and then a couple of days later, you receive your order. Now it's gone so far that Amazon is worth billions. Because now you can virtually buy anything, any product from Amazon. So there's always also been these other companies that use this technology to enhance or to sell similar products. Or they basically just took that model and they copied it. A lot of them saw their asses. A lot of people lost a lot of money. But Amazon is one of the biggest companies in the world now. And you can basically buy anything from a pen to a computer. I don't know, maybe you can even buy a Tesla through Amazon these days. I don't know. Or a car. I don't know. Or a motorbike. I love bikes. Motorbikes. I bought my first motorbike about 5 years ago. I've never bought a new bike. The newest bike I ever bought was a demo model. A beautiful bike. I actually bought it for me and my wife to go on trips, because we stay in one of the most beautiful countries in the world, and the province that I'm in, the Western Cape, has got some of the most scenic bike routes in the world. These big motorbike companies actually come down here and shoot their adverts on these roads, because it's just amazing. You know, if you go past the Cape Peninsula, you know, you've got the mountains on the one side, and then you've got the sea on the other side, and it's winding roads, and it's just beautiful. Now, I'm talking about motorbikes, because a friend told me the other day that motorbike accidents have been out of this world. I said, oh, why? He said, no, because of all the deliveries that these scooters, these bikes need to do, because people go online and they place the order. Now, obviously, all these big companies that do the e-commerce, they've got massive warehouses, and they need to, after they've received the order, they need to package it, or first get it, package it, and then get it to your door. You know, and they promise you it will be there within 24 hours or 2 or 3 working days or whatever. And because of the volume of transactions, they can't all put these parcels on pickups or trucks. So what they do is the smaller parcels go on scooters. These scooters have got like a top box, and they can jam 15 small packages in it, and this guy's got a route. But now because they need so many motorbike delivery guys, that they get these guys and they don't really know how to ride a motorbike. You know, he bought his license somewhere and he knows the basics. It's like riding a bike. And these guys cause or are in a lot of accidents. So that is the whole thing. You know, if you're an entrepreneur and you've got a business idea, you need to think through the whole process. Okay, it's one thing to write the software or to buy the software to enable e-commerce. It's another thing to get the products. Then it's another thing, how do I get these products to the customers that's already paid me? So one way of doing that is if it's small stuff like food delivery, is to have these scooters, these motorbikes, that you phone a restaurant, or even you don't even phone, you get an app on your phone and you place your order and you put your financial, your credit card information, and because it's food, you want it warm and you want it, and they also, you know, I think maybe Domino started with this concept. If it's not delivered within 30 minutes, it's free. So they have to perform. Otherwise, this guy comes to your house, he's 31 minutes, after 31 minutes there, and you get your pizza free. So the restaurant loses money because, you know, it's part of the terms and conditions. If they tell you, we will deliver your pizza within 30 minutes, or it's free, then if it's not there within 30 minutes, you don't pay for that pizza. Now, I don't know how many people have actually done this, where they actually, the guy is there 40 minutes later and they now start a conversation with the restaurant owner and say, Domino's, sorry, your driver is late, I'm not paying you. Most people, well, it's 10 minutes late. I'm going to pay the poor guy. At least he made the effort. The pizza is still warm because they bring it in this foil bag so it keeps the heat in. And that's another entrepreneur. Someone realized that, listen here, if we just put the pizza box on the back of a motorbike, there's a good chance, even if I deliver it within 10 minutes, that pizza is cold. So people used to complain because you don't want to buy a pizza and now stick it in the microwave. If you buy a pizza and you order it, you want this pizza still to be warm. So some ingenious entrepreneur came up with the idea, if I make a foil bag, like a space blanket, if I can wrap these pizzas in a foil blanket, then it retains its heat, so it takes much longer for this pizza to cool down. So that was an ingenious entrepreneurial idea, and I'm sure that the guy or the woman that patented this pizza silver bag has made millions. And also there, again, it started a new industry that wasn't there in the past. In the past, people used to go to a pizza shop and get out of the car and order the pizza, wait 20 minutes, whatever, maybe have a drink, and then take the pizza home and go and eat it. So or eat it in the car or go to the beach or wherever. But now, if you want the luxury to order a pizza online or on your phone, and they promise you 30 minutes or less, and the pizza gets there and it's warm, obviously, you're going to order again. Maybe not tomorrow. Okay, some guys do eat flippin' pizza twice a week, or flippin' 4 times a week. But maybe it's a weekly family thing. Friday nights are pizza nights. And all the kids know, and they've got all their favorites. So it's a matter of place an order, within 30 minutes, all the pizzas get there, we're all happy.
Corrugated cardboard was a good start, but it didn't keep the pizzas truly hot.
That pizza's getting colder and colder as it sits there on the seat of their car. And they said there's got to be a better way.
The answer would come in 1984 Not from a seasoned pizza maker, but from a purchasing agent for a steel company in Illinois named Ingrid Kozar.
The amazing thing about Ingrid is she wasn't in the pizza business, so she wanted to find a new way of delivering a better pizza.
She started experimenting, and within a year, she applied for a patent for an insulated vinyl bag that retained more heat than a corrugated cardboard box alone. She soon began receiving orders from Domino's.
This thermal bag would be great for holding pizza, and we could make a different way of storing and keeping pizza warm.
If he was clever, obviously he was, patent that concept. Make a prototype. Go through a patent lawyer. Now everyone can start their own pizza blanket business. But they have to pay this guy, the inventor, the guy that came up with the original idea, they have to pay him royalties. Or you can sue them. That's why I say, if you as wannabe entrepreneur want to be successful, you must just look around for opportunities, and there's plenty of opportunities. Don't just get pigeonholed in one concept. Maybe you're good with programming, and maybe you want to write apps. Now you get thousands, maybe these days millions of apps, but those apps were created by someone, and someone saw a need or a want for an app. But maybe you're not good with software. You're not a programmer, but still you can get the idea, and maybe if the idea is good enough, you can go to someone else that will help you to write that app. That's why you need to, as a wannabe entrepreneur, be wide awake. Look for opportunities. Get ideas. Another thing, don't think your idea is stupid. Or maybe you think this is the most brilliant idea. But the more you think about it, the more you realize that this is a pipe dream. No one's going to want my app. But maybe there are people that are going to use your app. So now you have to take the next step, and that is to see if my idea is an opportunity. And if it's an opportunity, is there a window that's open for this opportunity? And that's the nice thing these days with social media and with the internet. That's the amazing thing for wannabe entrepreneurs today. In the past, your business was very limited. Your customer base was very localized. These days, the world is your oyster. If you've got a good idea, you don't have to have a term bricks and mortar shop or place for people to come and buy your product. Your customers can be international. If you've got a good enough product, you can sell it worldwide. You still have the challenge that you have to be able to supply the demand. If there's a demand for your product, there's enough infrastructure in place now that you can basically sell your product all over the world.